Hello, welcome to Exotic Canna UK, Yorkshire Kris Weekly, and on this week's episode I'm going to be showing you what happens to tender plants if you don't protect them at all over winter. We're looking at bananas, dahlias, colocasias, gingers and cannas. So last winter I made the decision that I was not going to protect any of the plants in the ground just to see if they could get through winter without any protection at all, thus saving me some time and effort every autumn and winter getting ready for that winter period. So we're talking about dahlias in the ground, cannas, musa baju, musa sicumensis, even Unset bananas as well. And I'm going to show you, now we're into June of the following year, I'm going to show you what plants survived that treatment and which plants didn't do so well. So here I am standing in my main sort of tropical exotic bed as I come into the back garden, and this is where I had a huge stand of musa baju last summer, and very often I've wrapped these in straw and protected them over winter just to guarantee that the height comes through and we have those pseudostems ready to unfurl new leaves the following spring into summer. Well, last winter I thought I'm not going to protect anything just to see what would happen. As you can see, we don't see any musa baju at all in this area, and now we're into early June and still we've got no height or no musa bajus. Now musa baju is the hardy banana, and yes, the plant is hardy, the plants are not dead, but they're being cut right back to the ground level, and because we've had a very sort of coolish spring and we've had no rain in May at all, it's meant that the pups just really haven't started. So if I look around here, I can see about 2 pups just started that are just a few centimetres tall. So even if I have a great summer now, they'll only be maybe a metre at the absolute best by sort of October, November time. All the summer or the early summer into autumn, there'll just be very small plants hardly featuring in the exotic garden here. You know, I won't really notice them because the cannas and everything else will be much bigger. So if you're inland in the UK, I highly recommend protecting musa baju over winter. Otherwise you're starting back from ground level every time we get a normal or a cold winter. Yes, in mild winters they'll keep the pseudostems, but more often than not they'll get cut back to the ground and they'll be starting again. And is it really worth having sort of bare soil for much of the year instead of just having the effort of protecting them in autumn, so that you definitely guarantee you'll get good strong plants in early spring that are nice and tall and statuesque rather than starting again from the ground level? And much like the musa baju, here we should have a musa sicumensis, which is again a very statuesque plant like the musa baju but a bit more robust and with red blush on the newest leaves, sometimes red stripes as well. And for the last few years I've had a beautiful musa sicumensis here, but every winter normally I dig it up and bring it into the greenhouse. Last year I decided to keep it out and again didn't protect it at all. I wanted to see how hard it was, would it come through winter, and it has. Right down here, if you can see, we've got one pup that survived, which is probably about 7 or 8 centimetres tall. It's not formed any leaves yet. The main stem, which was here, completely died off, and like I said, we're in early June and that's all we've got to show for the plants. So yes, it's been root hardy, but we haven't got a beautiful plant for this time of year, and it's not going to look great in July, and it'll only be by probably August and September that it'll start looking like a nice banana plant again. So yet again, it's another plant that really needs either digging up and bringing under cover or protecting in situ. So when it comes to my dahlias, I always keep them in the ground, but this year I put no straw or extra compost over them to protect them, and as we've mentioned, we had a pretty cold winter, 3 very cold periods in December, January and March, and we're in early June now, and they've actually come back pretty well. So we've got a few of the dark leaf forms just dotted about in this bed, and yes, they don't like huge plants yet, but they'll quickly grow once hopefully the weather stays nice for a few weeks and we get some decent rain, and by the end of June they should be pretty much starting to flower. So they've done well without any protection whatsoever, and it's not just a fluke, it's not just these couple in this bed. I've got dahlias in other places further down the garden. They've all survived as well, and even just to my left, a tree dahlia, which again I didn't protect, that has survived and it's now starting to shoot. So dahlias in my garden here in Yorkshire don't need any protection whatsoever. It's much easier to leave them in the ground rather than dig them up. So that's been a great success, tested through a cold winter, and I'm very happy that they've come back and growing well. Now we move on to cannas, and here we have Canna palestinii, and it's got some decent, good growth on it already. I say already because, like I keep mentioning in this video, it's been a rubbishly sort of mediocre to cold, dry sort of spring into early summer. So we've not had a big boost to growth that we saw last year when it was really warm through March, April, and especially May. And this Canna come through winter, no issues at all. It's growing well now, and I expect it will be easily, 1.8, 2 meters within a month or two, and it'll put on a great show. And this is sort of throughout the garden. I've got this Canna in various places, not protecting at all, and it's come through totally fine right across the garden in the drier areas and the better, more watered areas like this. And it's not just this Canna, we've got other Cannas come through as well. So we've got Canna Durban, which I, to be honest, totally forgot about, and that is back into growth as well. And we've got some other Cannas, we've got Musifolia coming through. So now let's talk about the gingers. And the one I always say is the hardiest is ginger Hidicium forestii, and it's proved to be totally hardy yet again. So we've got lots of shoots of the ginger here, and it's already about 30 centimeters tall. Got many shoots here, loads more dotted about this big patch of spinach, which is an early crop that needs picking now. And we've even got a shoot just down here coming underneath the wall or the border here, shooting out in that direction. Very vigorous ginger. It's always slow to start, like all gingers are, so you don't really see much until June, even in good years really. But this will soon be sort of head height, 1.8 to 2 meters tall, and we've got it growing well here, and lots of other patches of this ginger is done completely well with no winter protection whatsoever. Some other gingers haven't fared so well, and I'll show you those now. Here we have the remains of another ginger. This is Hidicium greenii, which is beautiful green upper surface of leaf with a maroon underside of leaf. Well, it does when it's alive and in growth, but as you can see, all we've got here are the dead rhizome of this ginger, and we've got no sign of growth whatsoever in this area. So we'll give it another month or so because it has been a very cool spring. We'll see if we get any growth, but I'm not holding up much encouragement that it's going to pull through. So I think this one has met its match, and really I think with good protection it probably would have come through, as it's come through the last sort of 8-9 years in my garden. So that is one I will probably need to replace and either pot up over winter, or like I said, give it some good adequate protection in the ground just in case we get another cold winter like 2022. Here we have another bulb that I've had no issues with over winter, even in the coldest winters, and that is Eucomis, the pineapple lily, and this is Eucomis bicolor. This has come through every single winter for 10-15 years now in various different places in the garden and in pots left outside as well. So I count this as being proper hardy. So this is Eucomis bicolor into growth. Yes, probably a few weeks behind last year, but it's still happy, healthy and growing away strongly in my garden with no winter protection needed. And this is another Eucomis. This is Eucomis paulowensii, and that has shrugged off winter with no protection whatsoever. Totally hardy in my garden. So now let's move on to the Colocasias, and my hardest is Colocasia pink china, and I have masses of them all over the garden. I know I've redone this part of the garden to more of an arid area, but I've left this patch including the Colocasia pink china, and you can see we've got a few plants dotted about. The first leaves are never that attractive, they're a bit sort of moth-eaten, but they're into decent growth already into early June, and in the next few weeks these will bulk up and we'll get lots of nice big heart-shaped leaves all across this area, provided we get some decent warm weather and they keep it really well watered. And like I said, for the other things that have survived winter, it's not just in this location. In other parts of the garden, the Colocasia pink china has survived as well. So not every single one has survived. We have got some mushy, sort of rotten growth from the underground bulbs, but most have survived. So if you've got a decent clump that have been established, you might find a few don't make it through the winter, but most will survive and will expand year on year because they'll grow more bulbs in the summer months that will bulk up and survive the winters more than die off over winter. So again, this was a bit of a test for these because normally I do put straw over these plants, but they've come through, like I said, a cold winter with no issue at all. And this is what happens if you leave your unset bananas outside over winter, through a cold winter at least. Complete decimation. This is just a rotten stump left behind. Everything completely died, and this was chosen to have a half chance of getting through winter because it's right by the house, and you can see the nemesia, which is not the hardest of bedding plants to survive the winter. The Unset had no chance getting through winter really. It's a cold winter, and even through mild winters it's never got through a winter in my location. So I wouldn't recommend leaving Unset outside at all. Even in mild locations, they very often rot away through the winters. Here's another plant that comes back from the ground year after year. This is Antidecia Hercules with the spotted leaves, the huge arum lily, huge white spaves, big white flowers in sort of middle of summer in June and July, and that's come through with no issues whatsoever. And now we look at probably the biggest plant that comes back from ground level every single year, and that is Gunnera, and this is Gunnera cryptica with its huge leaves. And as you can see, this is not really cared about the coolish weather we've had in spring, and it's not suffered at all from the very cold winter we had as well. Completely fine. Did have the old leaves put over the crown over winter, but no extra protection whatsoever. It can just get through those winters and grow superbly well. A huge plant, and it's only going to get bigger and bigger over the next few weeks and months. Fantastic plant, no protection required. This is Gunnera cryptica. So what have we learned from this video, from the choice of plants in the garden and how they've coped with a cold winter without any protection? Well, basically, what I think I've demonstrated that even in my inland Yorkshire garden, most tender-ish plants have got through fine, even through a cold winter and pretty rubbish spring, and they've come through okay. So all the cannas have come back, the gingers have come back, apart from potentially greeny eye. We've got the other plants such as the Colocasia pink china is doing well as well, and the Gunnera behind me has laughed at the winter conditions and it's growing away really strongly. What we have seen though is that muses, especially Musa baju, Musa sycamensis, which we might think is hardy at root level, they really benefit from that protection over winter to keep the height, because as we've seen, the Musa baju and sycamensis got cut down to the ground without that protection, whereas in previous years Musa baju has got through, stem and all, through mild winters without any protection, but because it was a cold winter, cut down to the ground. So what I would take from this is protect your Musa bajus and sycamensis, or even consider digging up sycamensis if you want to maintain the height and have a good starting level for a big plant the following year. Things like Eucomis got through completely fine. Lots of other bulbs have got through totally fine as well. So look at your plants, look at where you plant your plants, and don't be scared to not protect them in the case of, like I said, the Eucomis and the Dahlias and the Cannas. But things like the Musabaju, if you want to keep that height, I would thoroughly recommend protecting them with straw or fleece or whatever method you've chosen and has shown to work in the past for you. Keep up that protection and you'll get bigger and better plants year on year. It's not quite true that all my Musabaju got cut down to the ground. There was one pup or plant that did survive, and it's about 60-70 centimetres tall already. The pseudostem survived to about 50 centimetres, and now it's pushing out a couple of decent leaves. And this survived down the garden because it's covered by bamboos and palm trees and all sorts around it, so it managed to get through the winter with keeping some height. So it can be worthwhile sort of growing your Musabajus surrounded by other plants if you don't want to protect them. But generally I would say protect them with straw, fleece or whatever, just to get it through and keep that good height on your Musabajus. Thank you for watching this edition of Exotic Canna UK. Join me next week where I'll be doing more in the garden.